I've got 4 of the best affordable noise-cancelling over-ear headphones to test and compare, so let's see which one comes out on top. Hi, my name is Andy and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. The 4 headphones I'm testing today are the latest and greatest each manufacturer have to offer in this price range. There is the recently launched One More SonoFlow Pro, Earfun's very first over-ears the Wave Pro, then comes the also recently updated Edifier W830NB, and the sort of winner of last year's comparison, the Soundcore Space One. Each and every one of these headphones come in at just under $100 euros or pounds, but the actual prices may vary depending on when and where you watch this video, so check out the affiliate links in the description for actual prices and availability. And while I've got each of these cans from their respective manufacturer for testing, this comparison is not sponsored and my opinion was formed solely based on my own personal experience. With that out of the way, now let's see how the headphones stack up against each other across multiple categories, starting with their design and comfort. The One More SonoFlow Pro and the Earfun Wave Pro are almost identical in their overall design, with One More offering slightly thinner ear cups and a lower weight. Other than that, there is a striking resemblance between the two headphones. The padding on the ear cups and on the headband is practically the same, and so is the half metal, half plastic construction of their headbands, or the way the yokes can be folded in. The Wave Pro gives me an ever so slightly looser fit on my head, which makes them the winner in terms of long-term comfort, but again, the two are really hard to tell apart in that regard. In comparison, the Soundcore Space One offer an even looser fit than the Wave Pro, but the Edifier sits much tighter on my head and it feels the most secure of them all. The ear cups are the most spacious on the Space One, but both the Wave Pro and the SonoFlow Pro give you more padding around the ears. The W830NB comes with the narrowest ear cups and the tightest fit, but the padding is just as soft on the ear cups and on the headband as it is on either the One More or the Earfun. I experienced no overheating or hotspots with any of the ear cups during my tests, but the weather has been anything but warm recently, so that's not saying much. I can however see the Edifier making me sweat more easily than the others, simply due to its tighter fit and the less roomy ear cups altogether. The overall build quality of the headphones is very similar across the board, with the Soundcore being the only one fully plastic. The other 3 have metal in their headband at least. And that sort of explains the loose fit of the Soundcore headphones. But other than that, I would find it hard to rank these 4 based on their longevity or build quality, as all 4 is within a narrow margin. One major difference maybe is the fact that the ear cups of the Space One cannot fold completely flat like the other 3 can do, as they were designed to be folded in and stored away in such fashion. And for storage, Soundcore gave us a soft carry pouch, which takes us to the accessories we can find in each box. So next to this small carry bag, the Space One also comes with a jack audio cable, and both of these things are color matched. Both One More and Earfun provide us with a hard carry case, which again are very similar to one another. In these hard cases, we can store and transport not only the headphones themselves, but also the supplied audio cable along with the charging cable. My favorite here is the Earfun case, as it has a small pocket inside the lid for the cables to be tucked in, and the ear cups also sit in a mold of sorts, while the One More headphones sit freely inside the case, with both cables just hanging around. Interesting fact that the original One More SonoFlow had the exact same mold and also that little pocket for the cables in its own hard case, but both were removed from the Pro, and I reckon I will never understand why that happened. One thing is for sure though, and that's that Edifier did not even bother giving us either a soft or a hard case, because all we get with the W830NB is a USB Type-C charging cable. And on the note of cables, now let's talk a bit about charging and battery life. Here is all the data I could gather from each manufacturer. So according to the official specs, the SonoFlow Pro wins with up to 100 hours of single charge playtime. That's with the ANC turned off and with the LDAC codec disabled. The W830NB is a close second with 94 hours, then comes the Wave Pro with 80 hours, and the Space One finishes last with its still impressive 55 hours of use time. With the ANC turned on, the order remains more or less the same, it's only that the numbers drop quite a bit from 100 hours to 65, for example. And even though I could find no official data that would confirm it, my personal experience makes me say that using the LDAC codec has an even heavier toll on playtime, as in some cases it can drain the battery of the headphones almost twice as fast as other codecs such as AAC. All 4 headphones can be fast charged through their USB Type-C ports to various degrees, as you can see, and based on all that, I would say that the One More SonoFlow Pro takes home a win as far as battery life is concerned. As far as wireless connectivity, the Earfun and the Soundcore can offer Bluetooth 5.3, while the other two come with a Bluetooth 5.4 compliant chip on board. All 4 headphones can connect to 2 devices at the same time, so we got multi-point aka dual device connection across the board. And all 4 comes with support for the high-res LDAC codec too. But it's only the One More SonoFlow Pro that can be used in multi-point mode along with the LDAC codec, and none of the other 3 will allow you to use these 2 features at the same time due to some bandwidth limitations. In multi-point mode, all 4 will do the switching automatically with incoming phone calls, but it's only the Earfun and the Soundcore apps that will give you a list of previously connected devices and the possibility of manual switching between these sources. And that can improve productivity in many cases. When it comes to gaming, the Edifier, the One More and the Earfun apps offer a low latency mode, but the Space One does not have this option. I did not experience any lip sync issues or drop signals with any of the headphones, as they all performed uniformly well during my tests. Where things get a little bit hectic is with the wired connection. First, the only one that can be used in a USB mode with active noise cancellation and media controls is the Edifier. But the W830NB is also the only one without a headphone jack. The SonoFlow Pro gives you one, but only a 2.5mm jack instead of the 3.5mm one, which is more like the standard and can be found on both the Earfun and on the Soundcore. Now, the noise cancelling feature can remain active on the One More with the supplied audio cable plugged into a computer, and you can use the button on that cable for media controls as well. Well, as long as it works, that is, because I found that button a tad unreliable. The control buttons on the headphones won't work at all in wired mode except for the ANC switch. And you cannot use the SonoFlow Pro in fully passive mode with the batteries being dead, which is something you can do with the Soundcore. The Space One can also be used with ANC when plugged in, but the onboard controls will not work, only the noise cancelling switch. And finally, the Earfun Wave Pro can only be used in passive mode with the supplied audio cable, so we got no ANC in that case. But that's enough of the wires, let's hear some phone call quality comparisons instead.
This is the audio quality of the built-in microphones on the One More SonoFlow Pro outside on a windy day with some traffic noise in the background. This is the sound quality of the built-in microphones on the Earfun Wave Pro outside on a windy day with some traffic noise in the background. This is the audio quality of the built-in microphones on the Edifier W830NB outside on a windy day with some traffic noise in the background. This is the audio quality of the built-in microphones on the Soundcore Space One outside on a windy day with some traffic noise in the background.
Next up are the controls. All 4 headphones have tactile plastic buttons on their ear cups, including a volume rocker which can also be used to skip a track forward and backward, a dedicated ANC button, and an on-off switch. But even though the functionality of the controls are pretty similar across the board, there are some layout differences. For example, the Edifier has its power button integrated into the volume rocker, and its ANC button can also be used for Bluetooth pairing. Earfun is the only one that gives you the option to use the ANC button for voice assistant activation or for enabling game mode. One More is the only one to have its power/play pause button at the front of the right ear cup, which takes some time to get used to, while all others have it at the back, where you can easily reach it with your thumb. The Space One have controls on both ear cups with a dedicated play pause button, while the others have it integrated into either the volume rocker or into the on-off switch. The Space One is also the only one with wear sensors for automatic play and pause, and we also get the Easy Chat feature from Soundcore, where we can choose in the app whether the transparency mode gets activated anytime we start to speak or whenever we place our left palm on the side of the left ear cup. It can help getting engaged in a quick chat with someone in the office or if we bump into someone while strolling around in town. And since all the basic control functions are more or less the same and all 4 apps provide you only a few limited options to customize the behavior of the controls, if anything at all, these extras and the dedicated play pause button make the Soundcore headphones the winner of this round. And now let's see the features available in each smartphone app. Starting with the One More, it has a new app simply called One More, as the old app called One More Music is not compatible with these new headphones anymore. So the One More app gives you 3 basic ANC modes and 12 sound profile presets with a 10-band manual EQ on the main page. In the shortcuts menu, there is a spatial audio, a game mode and an LDAC switch. And in the settings menu, you can do a firmware upgrade and enable dual device connection amongst some other basic options. Edifier also comes with a new-ish app called Edifier Connects. There are 5 ANC modes on offer, along with 4 audio presets and a 4-band manual EQ. This EQ, however, is customizable to the nth degree with selectable Q factor, frequency and gain settings. We also have a game mode and a spatial audio mode on top of all that. In the settings menu, we can find the dual device connection switch, some LDAC related settings, an auto off timer and Find My Product, which can ping the headphones in case you misplace them. The control settings allow you to set up the ANC button to toggle through 2 of your selected ambient modes, but only 2, not all at any given time. The Earfun smartphone app gives you 5 ambient modes, a game mode switch, EQ presets, a 10-band manual setting, and custom hearing tests to fine-tune the sound of the Wave Pro. The custom controls allow you to tweak the functionality of the volume rocker and the ANC button. There is also a dual device connection menu with a list of previously connected devices and the option to switch between those manually. For some reason, however, the app displays product codes instead of names, so it's not so user-friendly, but it's just a glitch that can easily be fixed. Next in the menu is the LDAC switch and then the auto-off timer. And last, there is the Soundcore app, which offers the most comprehensive set of features in this test. Multiple ANC options, which we will talk about, Easy Chat, which I already mentioned, custom settings for the ANC button, sound presets, an 8-band manual EQ, and Hear ID for a custom curve, which is tailored to your hearing. And there is Safe Volume, which can limit your exposure to high volume levels, protecting your ears in the long run. In the settings menu, you will find the LDAC switch, the auto play pause switch, the multi-device connection list with the option of manual switching between previously connected devices, the auto power off timer, and firmware updates. And then I have not even mentioned all the features you can find under the Soundcore Discovery tab, such as the very well thought out ASMR feature. All in all, the Soundcore app is easily the best of these 4, followed closely by Earfun, with One More and Edifier having some room to improve. When it comes to active noise cancellation, overall, again, the 4 headphones perform very similarly to one another, but there are slight differences as far as how each can handle certain scenarios. When it comes to taming low-pitch hums and rumbles, for example, the Edifier W830NB comes out on top by a slight margin, followed by the Wave Pro, with the Space One and the SonoFlow being third, with almost indistinguishable results. Handling higher frequencies is quite the opposite though. Here the winner is the Soundcore, followed closely by the One More, the Earfun and the Edifier in that order. As for their transparency modes, I found the Wave Pro to be the most pleasant to use, with intense enough highs, sort of natural mids and with some bass in the sound. The level of hiss is low to medium. Then comes the Space One and its intense highs and mids, low bass and low to medium hiss. As a plus, the transparency mode is adjustable on a 1 to 5 scale in the Soundcore app. The One More SonoFlow Pro is third, thanks to its muffled highs, natural mids and warm bass. The amount of hiss is medium to high, and there are no custom settings either. The Edifier W830NB finishes last here, with muffled highs, thin mids and no bass. The hiss we get is about medium, but it all can be tweaked on a slider from -3 to +3 in the app. Onto their wind noise performance, it's only the one more that comes without a dedicated wind noise reduction mode, and the other three are ranked as Earfun, Soundcore and Edifier from best to worst. One thing that might push the W830NB further up on that list is the fact that you can add wind noise reduction to the ANC button, so unlike with the Space One and the Wave Pro, you don't need to go into the app every time you want to enable it. All four headphones have a dedicated ANC button, and you can also find the noise cancelling settings in their respective app. The most versatile is Soundcore in that regard, with manual sliders, an adaptive ANC option and wind noise reduction. Both Earfun and Edifier give you medium or comfort and high or strong noise cancelling options, while one more kept it simple with one single ANC mode. No sliders, no custom settings. Overall, I found the Earfun Wave Pro to be the most consistent across different use cases, and its wind noise reduction serves me exceptionally well in this windy Irish climate. And next up is sound quality. Starting with the Space One, these headphones can squeeze out the most dynamic sound overall. It means that both the bottom octaves and the treble are boosted, making the headphones sound energetic and sparkling. But it also means that the bass is bloated and the mids are somewhat neglected. The top end presence is excellent, creating a sense of air with good spatial cues, but the lacking mid-range and the not too enthusiastic vocals are holding the headphones back from truly opening up. The SonoFlow Pro has a touch less of a boosted bass, but it still has a warm and impactful low end. There is a bit more presence in the mids, with slightly more forward vocals and more detailed instruments. Where we definitely lose some momentum is in the higher octaves, which makes the sound less exciting but also less fatiguing in the long run. The soundscape is sort of closed in and more center-focused than that of the Space One. The Edifier W830NB trades in some kick in the bass for more clarity and extension in the highs, which opens up the soundstage a little compared to the One More. The mid-range is well presented, and while it might be a touch more forward than that of the SonoFlow, it's not quite as rich sounding. The Earfun Wave Pro opens up the mids even better than the Edifier at the expense of a mid-bass punch. The highs on the Earfun are also a tad more extended up top, but we just don't get as much sizzle as what the Soundcore can deliver. Also, the Wave Pro are more open sounding than the One More or the Edifier. All in all, I could easily live with any of the headphones when it comes to everyday listening. Maybe the Space One is a bit too over the top for my personal taste, but its dynamic nature and the sculpted V-shaped sound probably makes it a winner in the eye of the target audience. The tuning of all the other three is more balanced and sort of relaxed, and as such they are not only closer to what I personally like, but they are also closer to each other in terms of their sonic characteristics. Maybe with a bit of an extra bass EQ'd into the otherwise well-balanced and detailed sound of the Wave Pro, Earfun could have the edge, but lifting the mids a little on the One More or boosting the mid-bass on the Edifier would suit my musical taste just as well. So at the end of the day, what do we make of all this? Which headphones are the best in the under $100 price bracket? Well, I'm afraid I can only say what I usually say at the end of these comparison videos: it depends. I mean, these four headphones are all so close to one another that it comes down to nuances such as which one fits your head better or which design you like the most. Or where you live for that matter, and I will explain it why in a second. In terms of features, we get more or less the same from all four, with Soundcore offering a few extras such as wear sensors or easy chat. On the software side of things, again, Soundcore have more settings and features in their app than any of the others, so I could say that the Space One wins that round too. But their battery life is not the best, and both the design and the tuning of the Space One are a bit overly exciting or dramatic for my taste. The Edifier, on the other hand, could be a great choice with a more toned down design and also a more evenly tuned sound character. Compared to its predecessor I tested last year, which was lacking in the features department, the W830NB managed to catch up, so it's absolutely on par with the rest in that regard now. However, the fit is tight, so maybe the Edifier would only be the best choice for people with smaller heads. And thanks to my larger than average head size, I prefer either the Earfun or the One More. And since these two headphones are practically the same as far as their overall design, it's a tough choice to make. Other than their top-of-the-class comfort, one thing that can tip the scales in favor of the Wave Pro in my case is its dedicated wind noise cancelling mode, which can be a deal breaker where I live. So after all, I could say that the Earfun Wave Pro is the winner of this test. And again, depending on where you live, you can easily run into a good deal in the coming months, which might push you towards buying one or the other. And following a different logic based on slightly different personal preferences, I can easily recommend any of the 4 headphones tested today. So maybe the main deciding factor will be your actual location after all. I only hope that I was able to convey enough information for you to make a smart buying decision for yourself. Of course, if you have any questions left, feel free to comment away and I will do my best to fill in the gaps. But that's it for today. This was my take on the best over-ear headphones under $100. If you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, then please consider subscribing to the channel as more comparisons are coming your way. Thanks for watching everyone, hope to see you all in the next one.